Hello everybody, welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, and we're back today. It's been a couple of weeks. Feels like actually it may have been as much as a month since we've been here with Kult Divinity Lost. But it's great to be back, and we have almost all of us with us, except for Lindy, who's unfortunately not with us today, but Cassie Sue will return for next week's finale, so super excited about that. But let's go around the cast and crew, let's meet the rest of us, remind us of who we are, and who we're playing. We've got some catching up to do and some, I guess, bookkeeping as well, because we haven't played this so long. We've got to remind ourselves of what's going on and what our characters are. But Charlie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I am so excited to be back with Kult and diving into Elysium and catching up with all of these disaster children that we've created. It's great, and I'm so glad that we can be doing this still in August. Let's just keep dragging it out a little longer, Will, you know? I don't want to say goodbye. I'm not ready.
I don't want to close my eyes. Yeah. Fantastic. Remind us who you're going to be playing as well.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be playing Jolene the doll. She has auburn hair, green eyes. She is used as bait for many, many terrible things in many of the plans hatched by the Misfit children in this crazy world that we're playing. She was married to a mobster who might also be a demon, who is in this race for Pandora's hand in marriage. Jolene's very confused about her marital status in this case, but here we are.
Definitely a lot of paperwork to go through this episode in regards to that, yeah. Fantastic stuff. Of course, we've got Tom with us today. Tom, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thank you. I'm very good.
Good.
Charlie just reminded me just how much of a disaster our characters are. I completely forgot just how awful they truly are. So I'm excited to see how much further down this rabbit hole of destruction and disaster we can really go. But yeah, it's good to be back. I've all my other games, I'm not playing any other games, so this is my first game in a while, and I'm twitching. I'm raring to go. Yeah. Oh, who am I playing? I'm playing Thomas.
Yeah.
He's like Super Hobo, I think. I need to remember who he was. Yes, Super Hobo, who doesn't remember what happened to him before 10 years ago, and he's weird. Yeah.
A little odd. He's getting there. He's trying hard, day by day. Pruitt, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely fabulous. It's been a little bit of a time since we played, and so I haven't played a game in a while either, other than the game I ran on Tuesday. So I'm glad to get back. I'm sad that Cassie Sue won't be here to receive my ire, so to speak. But you know, we'll just let that go ahead, and we'll put that on simmer for another week, and I'm sure it'll be fine once we get around to it. Because I will be playing, of course, Percival Randolph Stewart III, the descendant, the one who has only recently found out that his beloved actually bound a demon inside him. When she just told him, "Oh, it'll be cool. We'll just get some cool powers. It'll be awesome." All the kids are doing it, and of course, he just wanted to be cool, and now he has a demon inside of him. So, if anything, this is why you date within your age range. Back to you, Will.
Absolutely, and if we've learned anything from divorce statistics, it's definitely best to let that anger simmer, burn up for a long, long time.
Push it on. Keep pushing it.
And then one day, let it just explode. Fantastic, and of course we have Sam Paydegram with us today. Sam, how's it going, my friend?
Oh, doing great. We didn't win anything on the Ennies this year, so I'm officially an Ennies loser. Woo!
Oh no!
Just kidding. So I've been doing great, doing illustrations for your probably favorite role-playing games, or your least favorites, or your Ennies losers.
I'm making art for your least favorite role-playing game.
Yeah, totally. So I play Vincent Hosbeck, the criminal, which is a thief who had a very very skewed vision of the supernatural and how reality works. And on the last episode, he actually found out a lot about the truth and about a lot about himself and what he wants from the very few moments, the very few last moments of his life right now, because we are in a tight situation. Right now, the party is in, was it Elysium or Metropolis? I can't remember.
Elysium, you're right, yeah.
Elysium, yeah. We're in Elysium, so shit just got real, mate.
It sure did. It sure did. And these guys are going to have to try and get themselves out of the situation. I'll do a little recap here in just a few moments. But, of course, I'll remind you guys, as well, we're sponsored here by Kult, Divinity Lost. If you haven't yet checked out this game, we've been playing it here for the past couple of months and really enjoying it. You can head over to the website Kult Divinity Lost, or check it out on Drive-Thru RPG, or in fact Modifius.net as well, where you can go and pick up some Kult books for your horrific reading pleasures. So go and check that out there. And of course, our regular sponsors include FantasyGrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice. Go check those guys out for your maps, tokens, and stuff like that. And of course, WellingGames.co.uk, not a virtual tabletop of choice. In fact, it's a place to go to get all of your board games, war games, miniatures, and more. And then tabletoploot.com is where you can go to get all of your beautiful dice. And of course, when we hit the 20 retweets on this tweet here in the Twitch chat, then we'll give away a set of tabletop loot dice to you guys. You can, of course, donate to the game as well by giving players Nat 1s, Nat 20s, Wild Magic Surges, and worse. I think last episode we had Percy's feet can't be burned by magical fire, and Vincent believes that whatever he last ate was worth a fortune. A lot of great weird magic going around, with a lot of fungus sprouting out as well. So lots of good wild magic fun to be had in Kult. But let's try and remind ourselves of what happened last episode on the show. The party have found themselves in Elysium with their newest friend, Daedalus, who's told them about the race to Ascension and Queen Pandora, and Mr. Magnolia, who is probably a demon of some kind, and also Jolene's ex-husband, ? And Miss Tiffany Reader, who at first they were helping out at the beginning of the story, are both trying to get this ultimate power here in Elysium, and the party are going to try and stop them before anything bad happens. So they found themselves on this strange level of hell, and they're working with Daedalus to try and stop these two. But Cassie Sue had a fun little dream. And she went and spoke to a friend of hers called the Inheritor, who's offered Cassie a deal. Pretty fun deal. Definitely involved Percy and maybe his life. When it comes to the end of things, we're going to have to see whether or not Cassie decides to take this deal, which would essentially sort of sacrifice Percy. But she'd get a new one. From the Inheritor, because he's all powerful like that. So she's sort of turning that one over in her dream. Meanwhile, Percy himself is having a dream, and at the end of the last episode, the dream sent to him by Mr. Fibbles, Thomas's sock puppet friend. We saw how Cassie Sue lured and tricked Percy into becoming this, holding a demon inside him, the Inheritor. And at the end of the episode, Percy woke up and he was fuming. Now Cassie Sue is, of course, still going to be asleep, in a pretty deep sleep, thanks to the Inheritor keeping her in that dream, and the fact that you guys are in Elysium. But that's about where we're going to pick things up. You guys are going to be searching for clues on how to find the queen within the city, and also dealing with your own personal dramas as we go. So I think there was some bookkeeping that we wanted to do in terms of like character goals, because it's been weeks and weeks and weeks, and we didn't get around to giving some of you some character goals. So who needs one or two? Okay, everyone needs one. Okay, that's great. Let's start off then by going around the table and figuring those out. And chat, you guys can help us as well. So, Jolene, you need 1 or 2 goals?
I think I need 2. I think Jolene is clean out.
Okay. So already, guys, these are sort of small, like, could be session length or could be multiple session length goals for a character to try and achieve. Is there anything that Jolene wants to do that could be a good fit for that?
I think she wants to stop Joe from marrying Pandora. That's pretty high on her list of things.
Stopping Joe seems like a good one. Yeah.
And she made an agreement at the end of the last episode with Thomas, actually, for him to like help her stay away and not get involved in Joe too much down here. Figure out a way to not be used as bait ever again would probably be pretty nice. But I think that's like, wishful thinking.
Like stay safe could be one. So not put your life in too much danger. Yeah. Generally speaking,
I think she is very interested in finding out a little bit more about Mr. Daedalus. She found out a fair amount, but I think he's got a personal stake in this that we haven't fully been told about yet. So
so sort of keep yourself safe and find out some more about Daedalus, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's a couple of goals. Okay. Thomas, how many do you need, my friend? Ooh, you're muted, buddy.
Sorry. I need 2. One of them, I feel, after the last conversation, might be keep Jolene safe.
Yep.
It's a pretty
keep
standard.
Jolene safe. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know about the other one. I need 1 more.
I know one for you, possibly, would be to try to control your dreams.
Oh, yeah. Control.
Yeah. Cool. All right, Percival. How many do you murder Cassie? No.
No. Well, I mean, to me, an obvious goal is to confront Cassie. So maybe that's number 2. But number 1, since he now has just realized, like, he's in this alone, and he's already kind of behind the 8 ball, as the saying goes. So he needs to find, like, I need an ally, or I need something. I got to find something to help me try to get clear of this. So whatever that is, like, that's why maybe he's like obsessing about the gun. He also has this mummified hand that he doesn't really know what to do with. But just like maybe just try to find an edge, find an angle is part of his deal.
All right, cool.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like that. To try and find an edge on the deal. And then that just leaves us, I think, with Vincent. You need 1 or 2, Vincent.
I actually need 2. Well, no. One of the goals that I think will align quite good with Vincent New's character development would be to. Last session, we were told that there were a couple of options on how we might proceed, and one is using Jolene as a bait. And the other was actually trying to steal a sort of palantir from the inhabitants of Elysium. I remember that Vincent was actually not quite excited about putting a member of the team, particularly Jolene, as a possible bait. So stealing that magical eye would be one. And the other would be, well, probably also he learned that this might be a one-way trip. Because he had a very candid talk with Daedalus, sorry, English. And I was wondering what we could do with that. Maybe he would try to look for a escape route after all is done, or just try to look for an alternative besides, staying in Elysium.
Like find a way out of Elysium.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be the goal.
Not necessarily, abandoning the situation because he's kind of sick of running away. He kind of wants to face it head on, face the consequences, and then see if there's an option to actually get back home.
Yeah, even if it's not one that you want to use to find a way out. Exactly. I like that a lot. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. So with our goals set, let us return to the session. And as a reminder, you guys are all staying in Daedalus's strange little house with separate little rooms you guys to sleep in. You've been having some late night conversations. At this point, it's maybe like 3 or 4 a.m., so most of you are sleeping. But Percy has just woken up from that dream. And so Percy, suddenly you sort of gasp open, your eyes flicker open, you take in a deep, sudden breath, and a cold sweat is all over your body. And you remember the dream.
Percy would immediately look over at Cassie and her sleeping form. And he'd consider it for a second, but he won't just straight up kill her. And he'll get up and find his pipe, go look out if there's a window or something to properly brood and stare out of. But he has some thinking to do right now, and he's not sure what that entails, because he doesn't want to think about what he normally does in this situation, which is reflect within, and somehow the answer always provides itself. And he's always wondered, like, oh, where did that come from? And now he knows. Which, by the way, I did roll a 16, so that means I can invoke the Inheritor 3 times in this session. So, of course, this is the section where I don't want to do that at all. Percy is he is pretty conflicted right now, so he's going to go ahead and get dressed and just kind of sit in a chair by the window, just staring at Cassie and smoking a pipe, and just maybe hoping that she'll wake up so we can go ahead and have this conversation. But after a while, he would realize that is a moot point for the time being.
Yeah.
So maybe around normal senior citizen age, like 5:30 a.m., he'd go maybe go look for some breakfast or some coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't appear to be waking up. She seems to be in a deep sleep, and you send her enter sleeps like this, and you know that she's probably doing something with that dream, and that she's dreaming intentionally.
Wait a minute. Percy has a thought, finally. And he walks over to Cassie and places his hand. He first does it on her forehead, but then his hand moves down to her throat. And instead of gripping, he just lightly places it on the tattoo that reflects his own. And he's going to invoke the Inheritor and basically just say, I want to see what she sees right now.
As you touch Cassie Sue, you and utter those words under your breath, you close your eyes for a second and connect with that energy. And when you open your eyes, you can smell a musty, dusty room that you're in. And you open your eyes, you see this little antique store just ahead of you. And lots of little oddities and curios abound. And at the back of the room, there is a desk with a ledger open, and a little old man sitting on a chair. He looks up from his glasses at you. Oh, hello.
Hello.
I didn't see you come in.
Didn't see myself come in. Just one of those things. You end up where you are. You know how it is?
Indeed. How can I help you, sir? Is there something that you're looking for?
Yeah. That's something that I'm looking for. Antique train set, 1913. There were only 6 made, but 4 were believed to destroyed, and had a track on 1, so to speak, if you'll pardon the turn of phrase. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for right now. And then as I say that, I just kind of like look around and like try to look at the ledger, you know, as I give him something to look around and think about.
Yeah, he nods. And by the way, you don't notice anyone else in this antique store. When you look outside, it's still dark with a low sort of green light from above. No sign of Cassie. And the old man nods. Yes, that does ring a particular bell. And he actually goes into his ledger, and you can sort of look across at him. Although he's turned the ledger upside down, it appears to be a list of all of the items and artifacts that he keeps here. And he runs his trembling old finger down the parchment, and then taps twice when he sees something that he's looking for. Ah, yes. We do have that particular piece here. Must be your lucky day.
It certainly is it not? That's quite a shock.
I'm afraid, though, that the piece is on hold for someone else.
Oh, it is?
I'm afraid so. Sometimes collectors will order us to hunt down and find certain artifacts and keep them ready for them until they return. And I'm afraid this piece is just one of those.
Well, does it say when they are going to come pick it up or who they are, if you'd be willing to part with such information?
I'm afraid I can't part with that information, Mr.
Stewart. Percival Randolph Stewart III.
Ah. Well, perhaps I could interest you in another set similar to that one. After all, only 6, I'm sure finding another one would be very difficult.
Well, that is, so your very statement boggles me alone, because there is nothing like it. So, but it's quite fine. I would be willing to make a gentleman's offer on it if that was an option.
Perhaps so. I would have to hear such an offer first, Mr. Stewart. Do you understand? I can't be... well, it wouldn't be good for business.
Well, I understand that. Well, perhaps I need to know the price that I would need to pay for such a thing. What is that price? If you could tell me that.
Well, I suppose you'd have to make me an offer. You see, this piece is on hold for a very important person, and they've had it on hold for quite some time.
Yes, I bet it is.
Make sure that it's out of the reach of everyone else, particularly those who might be trying to find it.
Well, here's the deal. I've paid quite a lot more than I ever knew, as far as what I have recently discovered. So, what would you think is something that is worth, say, a train set? 1 soul? One would give that up?
A soul. Tricky things to keep.
That they are.
Well, you see, this piece was kept on hold because it contains a soul.
Well,
and while this piece is kept hidden away, that soul remains hidden from that person. I couldn't give it away for fear of harming my client. I believe she'd be very upset.
I bet you would. I would love to meet this client if that was a possibility.
I think you already have, Mr. Stewart.
Oh, I know I have. I appreciate your time. Might I bid you adieu?
If you wish to leave so soon, you can be my guest, but I think we both know she's not waking up for some time, so why not make the most of this?
Oh, I have other plans and things to attend to, but I'm sure we'll be talking very soon. Don't you worry. And then Percy pulls his hand away from Cassie's throat.
Taking a deep breath, and you're back in the cool, dark room of Daedalus' safe house.
And he will go back to the window and let that percolate for a bit.
Okay. So at around this point, it's 6, 7 a.m. at least back home. Is where your bodies are telling you. I guess your internal body clock sort of wakes you guys up. Is there anything else you guys want to do? Or anything else you want to be doing this morning while you're waking up?
Vincent will be. You go ahead, please.
No, please.
No, ladies first.
All right.
One of you speak. I don't care which one it is.
Jolene is going to spend a lot of time this morning on her makeup. She's gonna use this small compact that she randomly still has with her. And just take a lot of time getting everything perfect, every hair in place. But while she's doing this, she's busy thinking back to when she first arrived and to the eyeball in the lantern, street lamp, outside. And also to Daedalus' reaction when she betrayed that he had given her the gun, or that she had possession at least of a golden gun, which could have come from him. And be contemplating the idea that things in Elysium return to their owners and wondering if he has the gun back.
You certainly haven't seen it on him, but he kept it secreted away previously, so it could quite easily be in a jacket pocket there. Okay, what about then Vincent? Let's cut over to you. What is Vincent up to this morning?
Vincent is actually hounding Daedalus with questions about the supernatural and spirituality. Like, is it your horoscope? Is it, the stars and my zodiac sign? Is that real? What about crystals? Killing crystals. Spend a lot of money on that shit.
Mostly, Daedalus doesn't have time for many words. He's a man of quite a few words, but he tries to sort of shrug you off and answer it. He answers a couple of questions as best as he knows, but he's also not an expert on this matter. So a lot of the time, he kind of shrugs and says, "I don't know, maybe, could be, I don't know." And he seems his mind is on other things as well. He's similarly staring out the window, and you guys have probably noticed as you guys are getting ready that Percy is even more broody. In fact, he's not usually broody in the morning, I would say, Percy, but he seems to be very upset, and you haven't seen anything of Cassie. So
he's more,
keeping that in...
He's more...
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, he's more Randy in the morning. This morning, he's more Percy. So
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Keeping that in mind, Thomas, what is happening with Thomas at this point? 6 a.m.
Thomas,
you wake up.
He wakes up. He's probably going to just have a look around, see if there's anything interesting, around. There's no real plan for him. He's just going to have a look around, see if he finds anything interesting, like.
Yeah. You sort of
he's
wake up
pottering
and
around, basically.
Yeah, as you sort of wake up and get out of bed, you notice something is at the end of your bed. It's a sock puppet. Its eyes staring somewhat malevolently towards you, and you recognize your old friend, Mr. Fibbles.
He grabs him. Hi, Mr. Fibbles.
Hello, Thomas. Good morning. I was watching you sleep.
Oh, that's interesting. How did you sleep?
I don't sleep, Thomas.
Oh. Well, that's depressing. So, where did you go?
I had other places to be, making sure that the race was well underway. Understand something of the referee around here. Well, I've come to tell you, Thomas, that I'm concerned about you and your team's progress.
Well, we have only just got here, so, you got to give us a little time to get going. Just get a little bit of breakfast, and then we'll get going.
Well, yes.
You
don't actually need to eat here, Thomas.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I'll tell the others.
Feel as though you do, but you needn't. Now, do not concern yourself with mortal things, Thomas. The race is afoot, and your competitors are already far ahead of you, I'm afraid.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll get the others, and we'll get going. Okay, go to the antique dealer, right? That's where you suggested. But
you could speak with him there, I suppose. But
where would you suggest?
Well, Miss Reader, her operation to find the queen within the maze that is Elysium has borne fruit. In fact, she has found a map to the queen. Yes.
Oh. Well, that's handy.
Now, maps are funny things. They must be followed closely, else you may forget where you're going. Elysium is just a place like this. Without the map in one's hand, one could be lost forever. Now, if Miss Reader were to lose this map, Thomas, and someone else were to come into possession of it, then they would be able to beat Miss Reader and perhaps even Mr. Magnolia.
I see where you're going with this. He gives the sock puppet a wink. Okay, where do we find her?
Very good, Thomas, very good. There is a museum not too far from here if you know where you're going.
Right.
Ask Daedalus about the Museum of Memories.
Gotcha. Right. Okay. Museum of Memories. Find her, get the map, win. Got it, Mr.
It's as
Fibbles.
simple as that.
Got it. Okay. Back in the pocket? Or are you good?
Very well. I will travel with you for a time. But no need to tell the others.
Okay, I guess, but,
Sometimes they manhandle me, Thomas. I didn't want to bring it up till now, but only your hands are very, very soft. And when your other friends touch me, well, I feel quite uncomfortable.
Where did they touch you? Show me on the doll where they touched you.
I'm afraid I can't gesticulate, Thomas. I'm just a sock puppet, but...
Should I point?
Let's just say you keep me in the pocket for now, and...
Okay.
If I come out, then I'll speak with you then.
Okay, I'll put you in the pocket now. Okay. And he pops him in the pocket.
It's nice and warm in here.
Right. To the others, and he's going to head back into the main room with everyone else.
So, to set the scene of the kitchen, Thomas walks in. There's a sort of kitchen area. Daedalus is sitting down next to Vincent, and Jolene comes in about the same time as well, and she's just finished doing her makeup, and Percy is sort of brutally staring out of the window, watching the rain fall.
Daedalus. He's gonna head on over.
Morning, Thomas.
There wouldn't happen to be, a museum nearby, would there?
Museum? What kind of museum?
I forgot what he said, but it was a museum of something.
Memories.
Thank you, voice in my head.
Well, that's ironic.
Yeah.
But you can't remember. Museum of Memories. Daedalus thinks for a second. Yeah, there is that old museum northwards up the road. If you go for a while, I've never been in there.
Huh. Well, I just
rumors.
figured, rumors? What rumors have you heard?
Well, the museum is, I guess, kind of a storage point of people's memories that drift into Elysium. Some are good, some not so good.
Mm-hmm. The memories that could lead us to where we need to be, to go, to win the race. Mm-hmm.
Do you know something I don't?
Yeah, wait a second, Thomas.
What? Yes.
Did you have a dream?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Well, have you ever been to this town before?
Yeah.
No.
So you're just asking about a museum in a town that you've never been before?
No. Mr. Fibbles told me.
Oh, boy.
Well.
Okay.
I mean, unless...
I thought we'd agreed we weren't gonna listen to Mr. Fibbles anymore.
Well, I mean, I know, but the thing is, he said we will lose in the race, and do any of you have any better idea on where to go?
Well, not really.
I thought we were gonna do something with the eyeballs and the lamp, right? Because they see everything, so maybe if we can get into them, we can see where the queen is. She's meant to be at the center. It shouldn't be that hard.
Don't we have to fight to do that? Don't we have to, aren't they protected? Or did I misremember that?
It's likely that they would send agents against us if they knew we tampered with one, but if we had a master criminal with us, a thief, perhaps, we could look into the museum and see what was happening there. I mean, that's the only lead we have.
Wait, yeah. You said that these are the memories of those that have come over here before, right?
That's right.
Does it just steal any memories, or just the memories while they're here?
Truthfully, I'm not sure.
In a weird turn, like Percy softens his tone. It's just like, I think we should listen to Thomas and we should visit this museum. Who knows what can be gleaned? Various things that could maybe help us in this race and other matters.
I mean, someone's bound to know where she goes, right? So it's going to be there, right?
Well,
that is capital thinking there, Thomas.
If Miss Reader and Mr. Magnolia have been here before, perhaps we'd be able to look into their memories. I mean, if theoretically the museum would hold everyone's collective memories that have been here before, if we could access them somehow, but
I think it's worth a shot. I think it's worth looking into.
Vincent is going to give Daedalus a weird look and wait a minute. The talking sock wasn't supposed to be our enemy or something?
Well, the father, Mr. Fibbles, I don't think it's our friend, but I'm not sure it's strictly our enemy either. It's like a referee. It wants to make sure as much chaos happens, so it wants us to be there. Probably wants all of us to be there so we can kill each other. So in a way,
But
Okay.
that is keeping us in the race, is it not?
keeping us
So
in
at
the
this
race.
moment,
Exactly.
it is our ally.
Exactly.
So it's like that Batman enemy, you know, the Tickler or something. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with
I think he's from France, is he not?
whatever that is.
Yeah. Well. So, Mr. D. Oh no, never mind that. Daedalus. So you suggest we visit the museum, and then we take a look into the eyeball thing.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Vincent's got a point. We don't want to go rushing into this museum when we don't exactly know what the kind of defenses are. So, Vincent, you're probably the best thief we have. If we could get hold of one of those eyes, we could try and look into the museum and get a better idea of the layout of the place before we go charging in there into what could be a trap.
Sure. Let's just log into the situation. What we need to do in order to steal that eyeball thing.
Well, in
We
theory,
might-
it should be simple enough. You're just going to need to be able to run fast enough. Or if that's not an option, we can try and fight whatever comes after you.
Yeah, that's a nice plan B, I say it.
All right, so maybe we find the eye that we want to steal. The rest of us set up on a street corner nearby where we can run to help.
Sure.
You steal it,
Alrighty.
run, and try and lose him. And worst comes to worst, we can step in.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me. The only thing I would request is that we have a little recon time, you know, to look at the whole.
Well, we best get moving quickly.
But
There's
if
not a lot of time to waste.
we staged it so there were multiple eyeballs stolen or something, then they don't know where to go,
good, yeah.
right? Don't you have friends down here, Mr. Davis? They could just, just take one temporarily and then go, oh, I made a mistake here, have it back.
That's a good idea.
By friends, I mean I have you guys down here. So if we wanted to do that, we could all split up and steal one, and odds are at least one of us escapes.
I mean,
But
they're not
might lead me.
great odds.
Or we could just let the expert do it.
I mean, it's a good idea. I mean, I understand, but if Vincent's stealthy and sneaky enough to do it without drawing attention, even better. And I have faith in you, Vincent.
Oh boy.
Well,
that should
sounds
do
so
it.
far.
Did I do
That
that
just
wrong?
make you feel right as rain.
I thought I did that right. Aren't you supposed to encourage people to do things? I mean, did I not do that right?
Oh
You
yeah,
did
yeah,
great, Thomas.
Yeah,
Real good.
you were fine. You were fine. It's just that
Solid
lately
work.
I haven't
Yeah,
feel
no.
like really.
Yeah, Thomas, it's just all that has come before.
Yeah.
Did that part right.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You gotta start
And I would
somewhere.
Okay, so back in the normal Earth, not Elysium, Mr. Daedalus, I had this magic crystal rock thing that I believe helped me with this sort of task. In all, would it happen? You wouldn't happen to have something like that, would it?
Well, I did a little asking around last night, and your stuff, all those items that you'd mentioned before, each of you had some things that you thought were useful back home, and I told you here they go back to where they belong. Well, turns out that ownership of most of those items can be traced back to an antique store here in town.
So we're back to that place.
So if you wanted to get your stuff before we headed out and started doing, pretty dangerous stuff, then it might be worth us paying a visit there and seeing if we can't get your stuff back.
Wait a second.
That's optional.
What do you mean, Mr. Percy, about that place? Have you been here before?
I mean, we talked about it last night.
Well, in the sense that this place seems to be some kind of place of thought and dream, yes, in a sense, I have been there. Don't make any deals.
Okay. So what do you suggest? We hit the antique store first?
I mean, if
that's
you
where our
feel
stuff
you need
is.
it, yeah. I mean, if you feel you need your stuff, I mean, I don't really have any stuff, so.
Well, I have
easy.
Cassandra may be asleep upstairs, but I have a true love waiting for me at that store.
Is Cassie Sue okay? She seems to be not down at the moment.
She's just feeling a little under the weather. Maybe it's the transition to this place, I'm not quite sure, but she just wanted to stay in bed for just a bit, so said we should go on ahead.
Right. Well, Daedalus, are you going to stay here to keep an eye on her, or is she going to be safe?
I can keep an eye on her
there?
here, if you like.
Okay.
I don't have any
just,
stuff, and...
you just point us in the direction.
All right. Better yet, I'll sketch you a little map. And he sort of
that's even
sketches you out a map of the local environs and points on the map towards where the antique store is and where you guys are right now, sort of in the center of the map. All right, and he hands it off and says, I'll keep an eye on Cassie Sue, and should anything go wrong, then, well, I'll be here, so come back. Make sure you can find your way back home.
Right. Will do. Thank you. Should we go?
Well, let us go antiquing then.
So, I'm gonna guess they don't just give things away in antiques. So how are we actually going to get these things?
Well, we're going to have to find out what the price for these things are, and either pay it, or we can try to use other means.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the other means.
Okay, so maybe, Vincent, if you, don't show your face, so that they think that it's only, a few of us, so you're like a ace in the hole, if you get what I mean. You know?
Of course, I can be the A in your hole. Wait, no. Yeah, I can be that.
You don't... Okay.
Yeah.
I must have used that. Okay, so you be the A in my hole, and...
No, let's phrasing, and let's just forget about aces and holes. I'll be hiding. All right.
Okay.
How about you be the apple of his eye?
That's
I like apples. Apples.
Yeah.
How about we just get this done, because we only have 10 days, if I remember correctly, and time's a ticking.
Very good point. Okay, let's do this. To the antique store.
Okay. So you guys head out onto the streets of Elysium, heading towards the antique store that Daedalus has pointed out to you on this little hand-sketched map. Once again, walking through Elysium, it feels as though this place was not built for you, not for mortals. Plenty of street lamps illuminates the darkness. Even though it is morning, it still feels like it could be just sort of after midnight. This place has an eerie feel to it where it feels like it's eternally gloom. And these little street lamps, of course, have eyeballs looking out from them, which scan the surroundings. Occasionally, you see people on the other side of the street walking along, these shuffling, tall, humanoid, but too tall to be human-like figures, all swathed in black and moving along the street, just sort of out of sight enough where you could be able to see their faces. You can make out the figures, but not their faces, or see the glint of their eyes looking back at you. Eventually, through the dark green rain, you come to the antique store, and down the end of this cobbled street, you see what looks to be a sort of old, dinky little store, which probably has seen some better days. Little sign up saying inheritance antiques. And you can see in the window that there is an old man shuffling around in there, and there seems to be several different pieces of like old antique furniture, oddities and curios packed into this small little space. How do you guys approach?
Vincent's going to stay back and he's going to try to reckon around, see if there's a alley or another, alternative entrance to the store.
So you're in like a cul-de-sac basically, and so you've got the two walls either side of you, and right ahead is the door. There's no way around, although you think maybe if you could go round the street and sort of back around, you might be able to find something. Take 10 minutes if you want to go take a look.
Sure. That's what I want to do.
Anyone going with Vincent?
No, Percy's gonna go in the front. Does it look exactly like it did in the dream?
Yes, almost, okay. Completely identical.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think I'd be back here so soon. So,
what do you mean, Percival? You been here before?
Yes, I was here a matter of a few hours ago, my dear, in a dream.
Oh. How?
So,
y'all seem to have some real strange dreams down here.
It actually was not my dream, but that's neither here nor there. So, let's just go in and play it by ear. I thought about trying to play the heavy here, but I'm just too sweet at heart.
Well, this is your area, isn't it, Percival? This is what you do. So we'll follow your lead.
All right. And Percival will...
Is there something we should be looking for?
If any of you see an antique train set, just go ahead and nab that and put it in your pocket, and let's go ahead and just make your way out. But other than that...
I'll keep my eye out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and as you guys are heading in, Vincent, you've come around the other side of the street, and strangely enough, you see a cul-de-sac, and down the end you see the antique store. It's almost an identical shot, as if the store is identical on both sides.
Weird. And it's the same old man shuffling around?
Same old man, and the same angle. It looks as if your friend should be here. You can't see through to another side. It looks as though the back is just a wall. So either the shop has two fronts that look almost identical, or something very strange is afoot.
Yeah, probably a second. So Vincent's going to wait for a few minutes to see if the rest of the party shows up inside the shop.
You don't see them appear.
Huh, that's strange.
But you do see the old man sort of squint through the glass and bid you inside with a hand.
So Vincent is going to just bite the bait and get inside and see what happens.
Okay. The old man sort of shuffles to let you in from the rain and says, come in. It's bad weather out there as usual, nice and dry in here. Can I help you with something, young man?
The funniest thing happened on my way here. I saw a shop just like this, just on the opposite side of the block.
Well, of course you did.
Okay, and that's not strange because...
Things are never as they seem here.
Alrighty then. So, I was looking for
the
this
only eyes that
particular
see
rock.
The truth, young man, are the ones in the lamps over there. You're wanting to help something? Well, what can I find for you?
What did you say about the lamp?
It doesn't matter. You're looking for something?
Yeah, one particular rock crystal that helps you keep your cool, if you know what I mean.
I think I know the one. Tranquility. Yes?
Yes, exactly.
Well,
And
I
was
do
wondering-
have the piece.
Oh, name your price. I'm new around here. I don't know if it shows.
Oh, it does. Well, if you want the piece, what are you good for? I mean, money is no value to me.
Yeah, figured. I'm good at stealing stuff.
Are you now? Are you good at stealing anything? I mean-
Sure.
What about memories?
Okay, we're getting into this territory where I don't exactly know what you mean.
Ah. Well, you
want-
are new here, I suppose, so let me help you
Yeah.
out. There is a museum here, a museum which
Yeah.
holds memories of everyone who's
Okay.
traveled to Elysium. Now,
Okay.
getting to these memories is not something easily done. People like myself can't get in there, but newcomers like yourself, well, you have a chance. Now, even your memories are in there, Vincent, and those of your friends who've traveled with you. And there is a particularly troublesome memory to me that I would like you to steal
Oh, really?
from that museum. Yes.
Yeah.
You see,
Would-
last night,
Okay.
your friend Percy realized something. Something that I had locked far, far away, but a mutual enemy of ours revealed it to him. It's complicated things. It means Cassie Sue is elsewhere for now, so I can protect her. It's complicated things. But I need you to take that memory and bring it to me, so that all of the troubles go away.
So, maybe how does this memory looks like? I mean, it's like a what?
The ways the memories present themselves are small cubes, gems, crystals, like the one
Oh,
that you're after, in fact. Yes.
oh, nice, nice. You know, the funniest thing just happened yesterday and today. Like, I ate a taco that was worth like $1,000, and now I'm getting confirmation that crystals actually work. So it's been some weird few days lately, but it's good. It's good, you know. It's good to know this
Yes.
stuff.
Well, the more you know, knowledge is power and all. Now, I can
Mhm.
tell you exactly what this particular crystal that I'm looking for looks like, and if I give you this stone, your tranquility, then I would have your words that you would take this memory for me. I would need
And what
your
would
word.
happen? And what would happen if I don't?
We could find out if you like. I mean,
Oh, nice.
all I need was your word, and it's a very simple thing to take.
Yeah,
You're
well,
going
you
there
see-
already, aren't you?
Yeah, but well, you see, I've been a criminal most of my life, and here's the thing that happened. All my life, I've been like stealing stuff, doing the bad thing, you know, stealing from the men. And now I found this group of people, and we are in, you know, together in this little mess up that you guys made about some marriage or something. And I'm a little, what was the word? Reluctant, yeah, that was the word, to cross one of one of them as, as secretive and suspicious and weird as that guy, Mr. Percy is. Did you know that he has a rather disturbing collection of adult magazines on his van?
I can't say that I did, but they're not antiques after all. But I understand this reluctance of yours, Vincent. It seems as though you've become fast friends with these companions.
I wouldn't say friends, but at least, try not to screw up stuff for the time being.
Well,
so...
Vincent, I understand, and I would hate to pressure you into doing something that you didn't want to do, but I will say that I won't be able to give you this piece if you don't give me your word that you will take that memory. You understand, I am a businessman above all. You're a businessman yourself.
Oh yeah, and one thing that business has taught me is that, you're a bit of a devil, and I'm not good at dealings with the devil lately. Talking sucks and all that. So I gotta give it a pass, mister. And if I had a hat, I would, tilt my hat to you. But I wish you the best in your memory stealing thing.
I appreciate it.
Wait a second. I gotta roll greed before I commit to this act of novelty.
That's it.
Oh, damn it. Stupid characters. Greedy. So, +0. Okay. Pruitt. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, I hope you fail.
And that's a solid fail, I think.
Oh no, an 11.
Yeah, I think so.
Dang.
Oh.
So I guess it's just a little something that holds you back.
Yeah. If I don't take it, I get a -1 of any rolls I made. So.
Okay. So it plays on your mind that you haven't taken this off there.
So let me propose you that to this, Will, not to the narrator. I'm going to give this to the chat if I should take it or not. If you want to roll, the scene with the rest of the party while we do that.
Sure thing, yeah. Sure thing. That's whoo, you're a brave man, my friend. A brave man. All right, let's come back to the rest of the team, Jolene, Percy, and Thomas. Vincent's sort of dashed over. He said he's going to scout out the place and do a bit of recon while you guys hear the little jingle of the bell on the shop door as you walk in. And you see this old man come from behind a desk by the ledger. Come on in. Come in for the rain.
Well, thank you, my good sir. How are you doing again?
Very well. Good to see you again, Mr. Stewart. And I see you brought some charming companions with you today.
Oh, that they are, my good man. Wouldn't go anywhere without them. We were led to believe that this is the place that houses certain items that existed in our possession on the other side.
That's correct, yes. I'm fortunate enough to be the true owner of a great deal of many pieces.
That you are. I'm sure you've come across many prized pieces in your time.
I do have that habit. Good luck, I suppose. The art of the deal has never been something which has evaded me. What deal might we be able to strike together? I understand you're looking for a number of pieces today.
Well, I in particular am looking for a specific type of firearm, golden nature, and nothing but love in its heart for me.
Well, there is such a piece here, and is there anything else you might be after? A certain hand, perhaps?
It's actually this moment that Percy's like, maybe he doesn't hold his poker face. He's like, yes. Yeah, that as well. This brought me some good luck.
I see, and what are you willing to offer for such pieces? Collector's items.
Well, I could provide any number of services. I'm not sure what they would be to you here. You have a collection much more extensive than my experience, but if there's anything that my skill set can provide you, well, I mean, you know what I'm capable of.
I certainly do. I certainly do. Well, I understand that you are to visit a museum the next foreseeable time that you have left here in Elysium. I have a Wild Magic Surge of my choice. Let's give Percy that Wild Magic. It's that's a perfect moment to give Percy some a little bit of spice. Thank you, Anonymous. Okay. Let's see.
2243.
2243. Your presence causes timekeeping devices to malfunction. That's super cool. That's super cool. So all of the clocks are like spinning.
Does that include all pocket watches? Oh wait, different game, right?
Different game, yeah. But yeah, definitely all of any clocks that you see. There's probably like some old antique clocks in this store, and they're all just like slowly just spinning round and round and round right now. It's a little concerning for the rest of you.
Yeah, I have been told that just looking at me it makes time slow down, so it makes sense.
It certainly feels that way, yes. Well, well, Mr. Stewart, if I can be frank with you for a moment, I believe you came to an understanding, nay, perhaps even a revelation last night. Would you say that's the case?
I mean, that is one way to put it. I'm sure if I found a thesaurus, we could come up with a few other words for it, but yes, revelation, we'll go with that.
And this revelation, no doubt, has caused you great upset and anger, and I, for one, completely understand. You see, yes. For me, it really was all about a choice. Whether it was you or Miss Cassandra. And in the end, it doesn't matter to me which one of you it is. If you're following my drift, Mr. Stewart. You see, your train set is compromised. And without it, you are, well, lost here forever. And lost to me. But were you to be so bold as to find me someone better, someone more attuned to my ways, someone close to you, who's already done you a great disservice, well, I might be able to find it in my heart to not only, obviously, gift you back these artifacts that you need, it's a given, but also to give you your train set.
But you yourself said it was compromised and stolen, so
I mean, compromised and stolen by Cassandra and gifted unto me. I am its owner. I can gift it back.
There it is. So, you would like me to sell out Cassandra, and in return, you will give me my soul back.
If we must be so blunt. Yes.
Well, I'm a simple man. I like to talk in plain terms, and like to have a deal up front, so you can understand why I might be a little bit upset at the revelation, as you called it.
Completely understand, yes.
Yes.
We have to understand, for me, it's just business. There's nothing personal in this whatsoever.
It's amazing how those two things can become conflated.
Well, was it I who betrayed you, Mr. Stewart? No, I have never betrayed you. I am what I am. I'll give you that. And you may hate me for it, as many do. But I never had your trust, and so I never was able to betray it. And I will never have that trust, and so I will never be able to betray it. Now, Miss Cassandra, on the other hand, well, she had all of your trust, all of your love.
That she did.
And she gave it all away.
So, what would you like me to do for you then? Since obviously you're going to be arriving at the point of what I am to do at this museum.
Well, those plans have changed a little, but if you were to steal a memory for me, one that Miss Cassandra has, she would forget her current dealing with me. She would not be aware of what was truly going on. And so when it came to the end, the coronation with Queen Pandora, she would be amenable, perhaps, more easily manipulated into taking a seat on that throne. And if you were the one to put her there, well, I would be very happy, and your soul would be freed. I would even send you back home.
Oh, how magnanimous of you.
It's no small feat. I could probably even manage a friend along the way.
All right. So, just so we have the terms absolutely clear, crystal, in fact, you would like me to steal the memory of her making the deal, performing that ritual with you, so she doesn't know what she did.
Quite. And if she didn't know that she had a deal with me, she would, well, be nice and easy to gently nudge towards the coronation. She would not see your betrayal coming.
That is very true. It's quite devious, in fact.
I like to think of myself as something of a devious mind, Mr. Stewart.
All right. Well, then, yes, for my golden gun and for my mummified hand, I will in fact steal you the memory of her performing that ritual, and attempting to making that deal with you.
Very good, Mr. Stewart. I have a description, an illustration of the memory, which must be stolen. And he, from inside the ledger, he takes out a loose piece of paper and passes over towards you this illustration of a small little green crystal, which has several sort of little, almost like runes etched into it in a quite particular pattern. You'll know it when you see it.
I'm sure I will, especially now.
Very good. Those pieces. He goes into a back room and comes back with a golden gun and the mummified hand. And before he hands them over, he says, "Well, A deal is a deal, Mr. Percival. But if you are thinking of using any of these items here, well, you would be sorely disappointed. You see, as their owner giving them to you, I've made sure certain safety mechanics were in place to make sure that nothing were to befall me or this wonderful shop that I'm in.
Well, that's only wise.
That's well, even the clocks don't work in here, let alone a gun. And he passes them over towards you.
And with that, Percival is reunited with his one true love. And he holsters that and then picks the hand up. Puts that in his other pocket. Turns and looks at Jolene and Thomas. Well, is there any business that y'all needed to conduct?
While this has been going on, Jolene had wandered away because it kind of felt like a private conversation, and she couldn't really follow what they were talking about. And she's very curious what is in this store. But she's not looking for anything in particular. But a thought occurs to her that if things in this place should be returned to their rightful owners, and Coco is not here with her, she wonders if this guy can find Coco. The lost Coco.
Okay.
And a bucket.
Thomas, did you have something you wanted to say as well?
Yeah, no. Thomas didn't realise this was a private conversation, so he was listening to the whole thing. He was just, and he's kind of stood there looking at Percival, going, "So you're gonna give Cassie Sue's soul to this guy because she has your soul, and are you still together?"
Well, yes. I mean, we are officially. Yes, we are. But these relationships are complicated, Thomas. You know, this is just the way it is. There's a give and take and ebb and flow, and for everything there's a season, and every season has its end.
I understand. No, I really don't understand, but I'm going to take your word for it. You seem to have this.
They do say what's mine is yours.
Thing. There you go. I'm just going to have a look around.
Always sign a prenup, Thomas. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but okay. And he's going to start walking, have a look around.
Okay. So Percy and the inheritor finish their business, and the old man, Jolene, as you're wandering around just sort of thinking about, absentmindedly thinking about Coco, the old man is sort of next to you looking at the piece that you're staring at. Is there something I could help you with, miss? Or is it Mrs.? I forget.
It's Ms. Thank you. I didn't see you walk over. I thought you were still busy with Percy. I am curious. Actually, I left something behind when I came here, and I'd rather like it back. It's a coconut in a bucket.
A coconut in a bucket?
Yes. His name is Coco.
Does it have powers?
Why, it has a lot of potential of growth in it. I bought it at one of those gas stations somewhere along the way and put it in the bucket, and I'm going to grow it into a tree. A good tree, not a tree like the kind that Miss Rita likes to grow.
I see. And so, well, Miss, you see, the thing is, I only own things of great value, artifacts, things of great power. I believe
We have great value.
you simply own, well, that may well be, but coconut sometimes is merely just a coconut. It would appear you simply owned a coconut from a gas station.
I'm not
Such
sure
things
you're
do not
correct.
end up in Elysium.
A lot of things that shouldn't be in Elysium are currently in Elysium.
That's true, but you, for instance, all should not really be here, but you found a way through. But
I guess you
each
don't have
possess
the
some
kind of power I'm looking for. So thanks for your time. It's a
Power
real
over
nice job you have
coconuts.
here.
It's not something I desire, Sterling.
Well, I
But,
thought we were looking for things that I wanted, not things that you wanted.
Oh no, then you are sorely mistaken. You see,
This
the
is a
only
strange
things
kind of
that
shop.
the only things that are worth wanting are the things that I own.
Well, I don't see anything in here that I'm much interested in.
Well, that may or may not be true.
I think you have other customers.
I certainly do, but you're the customer I'm most interested in right now. How much do you really know about your husband? I mean, really?
Funny how everything always comes back to Joe. I know a little about my
Certainly does.
husband. A little more than a lot of people know.
Well, there is a place here which you are soon to visit, the Museum of Memories, which holds the memories of those who have been here before. I'm sure Daedalus by now has told you that much, but it would also contain the memories of your late husband.
What do you mean late?
Well, I'm not sure he's truly alive, or if he ever really was. My condolences. But you would be able to find the truth there, if you know where to look. You see, the museum is a maze-like structure, as is all of Elysium. The memories are hidden in there, trapped far away from prying eyes, especially by those who know how to hide them, like your husband. Now, curators like myself, we make sure to keep a track of what's at the museum and where to find it. A map of sorts, something that I possess. This map would lead you straight to your husband's memories, his deepest, darkest secrets, his truths. Now, that might be worth something, wouldn't you say?
Maybe it would be to someone else. I'd be curious for a map that leads to your memories, sir, and wonder if you remember where Queen Pandora is. That's what this is all about.
Well, I'm afraid there are only certain things that I'm allowed to trade. Some things must be taken.
Tell me, is your manager around here?
My manager? I believe you are mistaken.
If you can't do business because of rules, that means there's someone keeping rules for you, and that's the person I'd like to speak to.
There is no person who makes the rules. The rules simply exist. The same way on your Earth, everything that goes around comes around. Same here in Elysium. There are some things which can be found, others which are merely lost. And then there are those things that I can sell.
Like broken clocks.
Like broken clocks, yes. Broken clocks
Maybe
are
you
an
can-
interesting thing. Perhaps
Oh.
you'd care to take a look at one.
Well, alright.
Now, in the same way that back home for you, a clock must always go in the same direction, ticking inexorably onwards, round and round. Here, Well, clocks aren't quite the same way. They can go backwards, forwards, around and around, both ways, at the same time sometimes. Whoever's in possession of a clock like this can alter the way in which time moves for a time.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Well, I like to think so.
And how much are you selling these clocks for?
Everything has its price, but I have no interest in money. Such things do not have value to me, as I'm sure you've learned by now. The only things I'm interested in, really, are
the point. The things you own and things that have power. Mm-hmm.
That's right. What about that ring of yours? That has power, doesn't it?
My ring?
Some things go, some merely appear to those who truly own it. I'm not the owner of that ring. That's why it's with you.
Are you referring to the one that Thomas gave Jolene, or to another ring?
He's referring to your wedding ring.
Had a feeling. Wanted to check, because there are a couple of magical rings, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And Jolene will notice that the ring is back on her wedding finger. She has been wearing it kind of on and off. She's tried to throw it away and it always seems to come back, or she always goes back and finds it, kind of thing. And she notices that the ring is now back where it should be. And she's been fiddling with it this whole time, just completely subconsciously. What kind of power does it have? It's just a ring.
Well, it's something that keeps coming back to you, isn't it? Something which you can never really quite get rid of, much like one's past.
Much like ex-husbands.
Quite. Now, not to be presumptuous, but getting rid of something like that really might be quite a good way of moving on from said ex-husbands.
So I'll give you the ring and you give me the clock?
Seems like a fair trade, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know if it quite goes with my outfit, but...
The choice is yours.
This ring.
Thank you. I appreciate that. He takes the ring, like, off your finger.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one of these. Perhaps you'd like a smaller piece, or... I've always liked grandfather clocks myself.
A little impractical for transporting. I'm not Cassou. I'm not in the habit of moving antiques.
Well, enjoy. And he sort of moves on. And as you're picking out a clock, Thomas, you sense this man. You've sort of been wandering around, I guess, Thomas, sort of looking, touching stuff. It's what I imagine Thomas just like touches all of the bits. Oh, yeah, beard.
I've been touching everything.
All of the things.
Yeah.
What are you touching right now?
It's this small, tiny kind of like. Yeah, that.
Calm down.
I was hoping I was going to get a choice.
Yeah, no, I phrased it poorly. I mean, what is Thomas looking at? No. What artifact or curio has Thomas stumbled upon?
Well, he's primarily been mainly looking for a train set. I'm going to assume he hasn't found one at this present moment.
Yeah.
And he's probably got you know, he's been looking around at knickknacks here and there. At the moment, he's currently kind of like just looking at possibly what this could be, like a music box or anything.
Mhm.
You know, he's just having a look. Doesn't seem to really interest him that much.
So as you're looking at this little box, he says, you've got quite the eye, young Thomas. You know, it wasn't so long ago that I sold a very special box to a very special young girl.
Oh? What was the box? What was in it?
No, inside were secrets. Things that we're better off not knowing, but sometimes the not knowing is very vexing, isn't it?
I guess, you know, it's like having a big red button saying "do not push," and you just gotta push that button. Yeah.
Right.
But then again, I just like
hard to
pushing
resist.
buttons. So yeah. So when you get a box that says "do not open" because bad stuff are in it, you kind of just gotta open the box. You know, it's kind of the way.
I couldn't agree more, Thomas.
Yeah.
Were you looking for something in particular, though? Perhaps I can help.
I mean, no. I've pretty much got everything. I'm just here for my friends. I've pretty much got everything that I need.
Well, you were a keen eye. Sure you weren't looking for a train set? Well, I have some.
You do? Wait,
I do.
can I see them?
Well, I tell you what, and he shoots you a sort of mischievous grin. Why don't you come into the back storage room where I keep all of the most expensive pieces? Take a little look.
Okay. And he turns to the others. I'm just going to the most expensive, exclusive area for the things. I'll be right back.
When you sort of look towards your friends, they don't seem to be paying any attention to you, and they sort of seem to be sort of figures wandering around the antique store. You can't quite make out their faces, but you know that they're there.
He'll shrug. They're probably busy looking at things in his mind, and he'll just happily go with them.
It's sort of been the same way for the rest of them as well. Whenever he has a conversation with you, it feels as though everyone else is sort of elsewhere in the space.
So did we hear? Oh yeah, I did hear a bit of the conversation.
You did it,
Chris.
yeah.
Okay.
But for Jolene and obviously Vincent, you guys have been sort of having these individual conversations. But he leads you into this sort of back storage room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's huge. It's more like a warehouse, in truth. And you see that there are, like cloth-covered various different artifacts and curios that you can't really see exactly what they are, but there must be hundreds, if not thousands, of pieces here. It's sort of sort of like the end of Indiana Jones when you've got the ark headed in. It's a huge warehouse that he's got. You walk by the Ark of the Covenant real quick.
Take a peek.
That's it, yeah. It's an alien. What? No. So you head into the back, and he takes off the dust sort of covered cloths to reveal the sort of perfect little train set, which is going round on its own. Little model train set. This little green train which is chugging along this tracks. It's just going round and round and round circuitously.
This is nice. I mean, that looks really pretty.
Yes, it's it's very dear to me, I have to say. Very useful, such things.
Oh, what, you like trains?
Yes, I really do.
Well, can I have it?
I'm afraid I couldn't just give something like this to you, Thomas.
Oh. Well, what do you want for it?
Well, they're very valuable.
Are they? Oh, nuts.
Very,
he
very
goes into his
valuable.
pocket and he... he takes Mr. Fibbles out, doesn't really think about it, and then puts it back. Oh.
His eyes like fix on the little snake puppet for a second, dance towards it. I suppose I could, in theory, give something like this to you if you were to give something to me in return.
I mean, I don't really have a lot to give, you know.
Oh, don't play yourself down, young Thomas. It's not always the things that we have, but sometimes the things that we can get. It's like a loan, I suppose. You might not be able to pay it all back right away, but over time, with a fixed rate of interest plan, perhaps we could work something out.
Well, what kind of what would you want? I mean, what kind of fixed rate are you? I mean, what do you want?
Say I were to give this train set to you. It's one which is very dear to our mutual friend, Mr. Percival. Before I could give it away and hand its ownership over to you, I would need you to perform a task or two for me.
Okay, what would you want me to do?
Well, let's see. I know. Thomas, in that museum of memories, there are, well, so many thoughts, so many things that have happened which have valuable information, but to me, what would be most valuable would be for you to find some of the memories that you have until now lost. You see, some things have been hidden away from you, not by me, but if you were to remember them, well, that would be payment enough.
Really? I mean, all I have to do is go back and find some memories that I have lost, because I've really wanted to know what happened, you know, like before. And then you give me this train set, and then I give it to Percy, and Percy will be happy.
I like to invest in people, and in people's futures. And sometimes the best way to see a good future is to remind yourself of your own past, where you came from, what you really are. And once you know what you really are, well, then you can finally move forwards again. Take flight.
Okay, all right. You said there were, like, another thing you wanted me to do, so find my memories again. I can do that. That's something that I really want to do. What's the other thing?
Once you have found those memories, I will ask one final task of you.
And what would that be?
I'm afraid right now I can't tell you what that is because you would not understand it. You don't have the memories there.
Oh.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Well, could I refuse later on if I don't want to?
No. Well, I mean, you could. But I wouldn't if I were you.
Right. Well, you see, I don't like agreeing to things that I don't know what I got to do. You know, I don't like
tell you what,
having
Thomas.
someone.
This train set, it's important and all, but how much do you really need it?
Oh, I
No
don't
need
at
for
all.
us to-
It's Percival.
Right. No need for us to strike a deal today. How about you just begin by finding those old memories of yours, and then I'll come along for a chat.
Okay, I like that. I'll do that.
That sounds good. Nice slow commitment. We'll talk again once you know more, and then I think you'll understand. Come around to my way of thinking.
Okay, no problem. All right, well, it was lovely talking to you. Very lovely train set. You got a lovely warehouse here full of lots of interesting things, I'm sure. If I had a little more time, I'd like to go around it, but we're in a bit of a hurry, so I'll see you later. Okay, bye.
Yes. Make sure that you do tell Mr. Percival the terms of our possible arrangement.
Oh, I will. No worries. Okay, bye-bye. What's your
Farewell.
name, by the way? I didn't ask.
You can call me the Inheritor, Thomas.
Ah, the Inheritor. Okay, brilliant. Sounds familiar, but okay. And he'll head out back
One of
into the
those names.
store. It's a common name. He'll head out back into the store. He'll find Percival. Hey, Percival. Hey, you never guess what? I found your train set. It's out back.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. And he made a deal. He said, the deal that he wanted me to do, to give it to me, he said that I would go to the memory place to get my memories back, which I'm going to do anyway, because I kind of want to know what happened to me. And then he said he wanted an extra thing afterwards, but I kind of declined that. So the deal is kind of like in the open at the moment. Either way, I'm getting my memories back. So I just wanted to let you know where we are. So there's a chance we could get it back.
Well, that does sound exciting there, my good man Thomas. I will just only warn you the hazards of regaining lost memories. You might not like what you see.
I mean, sure, but I feel like, I just want to know where I come from. What happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and to remember Jolene. That would be nice. To have like all the friendship and everything with Jolene. And if it's bad, then it's bad, and I'll process it then. But I think I should get them. But thank you for the warning, Percival.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be a cloud on your sunny day, but he kind of looks back at the back where he came from. If he's involved, it's going to be bad.
Do you know? I mean, that him, the Inheritor. That's something right?
Yeah, you could say that we have a bit of a connection. In a way, yes.
Glowy.
Yes. So it's very interesting. Let me know what you find out. And
I will.
How was the train set?
Oh, it looked really pretty. It was really.
I mean, are we talking immaculate, or is it?
Oh, I mean,
slight scarring, scratches. What was the paint?
Well,
like?
I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert, but it looked immaculate to me.
Did it function?
Oh yeah, it was going around. It was like that. It was really.
My God.
Yeah. Is that good?
I never thought that it would actually work. Well, it's well over 100 years old, my good man. I mean, it's a toy that works from that era. I mean, we could make $20,000-$30,000 off that thing.
Wow! I didn't realize it was so. Maybe we should ask Vincent to take it.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure that somebody didn't take Vincent. Have you seen him?
No, where is he? And he's gonna head out to the front door and have a look outside to see if you can see Vincent.
Vincent, have you come back round to this side of the street at this point?
Oh yeah, before I leave, I think it's time to announce that there are no votes against not stealing Percy's memories. So yeah, Vincent, before he had a foot on the door, and he turns around, looks at the Inheritor, and said, "On second thought, yeah, I'm gonna have that crystal, and I'm going to steal that memory for you."
Really? Well, I'm so very glad you've come round to my way of thinking, Vincent. I appreciate it. But now that I have your word, here is your precious gem. And he hands you tranquility. You feel calm again.
Good. Speaking of which, how does that memory looks like and where it is within the museum? That would come handy.
Yes, of course. I have an illustration of it here. And he hands you an illustration of this tiny little gem that doesn't look particularly important. It's got several runes on it. That'll be the one, but make sure you don't show this to anyone else.
So that leads to the next question. Will the owner of these memories recognize this stone? This memory rock?
No, the stone itself, you're all from the mortal world. You don't have the eye for such things. So to everyone else, it looks just like a normal stone.
No, the memory then just looks
well, the
like
memory they will remember, but if you've stolen it, then they
So, how one does recover a memory? I mean, you have to crack the container, you have to hold it in your hands, just look at it.
take it in your hands, Vincent, and your connection to me will ensure that it travels safely to its destination. That's all you need to concern yourself with.
Alrighty. And that's it?
It's as simple as that.
I like simple things. So, I'll be on my way then. Happy to meet you, Mr. Devil Inheritor. Surely nothing wrong with counterfeits.
To be the devil.
So Vincent comes around and sees Thomas peering out. Hey, buddy, how did that go? Did you find your thing that you were looking for? You seem to have fallen under some sort of spell because
it's like my voice. It's a bit but I wasn't looking for something personally, but I found something for Percival, and we now know where we need to go, and we're ready to go.
Alrighty, I got my stone, so I think we should all just head up towards that museum and see what's in store for us, and then steal that eye thing as well.
Okay, good thinking. I think that's a good idea. And he heads on inside, goes, Jolene, Percival, do you want to, let's go? Yep.
Oh, yes, my good ma'am.
Let's go.
To the library. I need my glasses.
The museum. Percy.
Oh, yes, that's what I meant.
The Library of Museums. The Museum of Libraries.
Was my memory already stolen?
It's a museum. I'm sure it's got a library somewhere.
Yeah.
Museums and libraries, right? There's always a library.
Yeah.
There are always like community libraries that like people volunteer at, and you're like, who goes here? But yeah.
Oh my god.
Just me. Yeah. All right. Do you want to head back to the safe house first, or are you headed to like check back on Cassie Sue, or are you headed straight to the museum? Or are we stealing an eye first?
I kind of low-key don't want Cassie Sue in that museum. That seems like a really bad idea to Jolene.
No, I'm sure she's
considering
fine.
how much she knows about it.
She's too sleepy.
But
so, I mean, I'm up for stealing one of the eyes if you think you can do it, Vincent. But remember, he said if you try it, we could get trouble. And I think we should, although it could be very handy in the museum.
But,
yeah, let's just do the library museum.
Yes.
You don't think you could do it? You don't think you could steal the eye without anyone noticing?
Oh, I think I can steal that, but all this talking about museums just got me in a museum mood.
I mean, museums really do it for you.
Yeah, you just you wake up one day and you're really, I wish I had a museum nearby.
Right. I've never ever felt like that before, but I'm sure it's a good feeling.
I mean, we might get some important information in the museum that could help with the eye, right?
That's very good
idea. Are in there.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm sure.
Did
we all have
anyone get a weapon or anything from that shop?
I mean,
You mean like this?
Percy got his golden.
Like
gun.
Pull
this?
the giant golden gun out. Like, you mean like this? Didn't you
Got
have
it
one?
back. I was loaned one briefly.
Oh, you don't still have it?
Oh,
I lost it when we came through.
oh, who loaned
You
it
know
to
how things return to their owners.
you? Yeah.
And who?
I
who
don't
owned it?
think. I don't know who owned it. I'm pretty sure the person that loaned it to me isn't the person who owns it.
So who loaned it to you?
Well, so I'm. It was Mr. Daedalus, alright?
All right. Okay. No, that makes sense. He seems to have a person who knows stuff about stuff. That makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shame he didn't kind of give us the gun. But like you said, if he's not the owner, then it's probably gone. So he probably doesn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I
Yeah.
don't think he would have it.
No.
I mean,
Very
my impression of him is that he's taking over someone else's job. I don't think that means that you get to keep everything.
Mm. Well, if you would happen to get your hands back upon it, I might want to work a little something out with you there. Just a friendly exchange for just a few minutes while I take care of some
Pair
business.
of golden guns.
Well, I only need one, but
Oh,
I
you
just
like
need one that's
swap.
not owned by a certain person.
Ah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I got you.
But yeah, I think we should go ahead and go to that museum because I'm sure we all have something we have to go get for that son of a bitch.
Well,
Merida.
could you? I don't know what we're gonna, see how it's gonna be presented. I don't know what memories actually
Wait,
look
that
like.
was the inheritor? That's your boss? Yours
Yeah.
and
Did you not-
Cassie's
did you-
friend?
Did you not see the name on the sign?
It's a common
Huh?
name. I mean,
I just thought it was like, inheritance, estate sale type name.
Mm. You think that
You
really
see those
is-
places, they sell off old people's junk.
Yes, it was my profession for about 20 years. Yes, I've
Yes, you know the
patronized
kind of
one
place.
from time to time. But yeah, just the mere coincidence of going into a place called Inheritance Antiques whenever I'm working at the
I'm
behest
sorry,
of the
Percy, I
inheritor.
didn't put it together, no. But now you said it, now I'm seeing it. Why would you work for him? He seems kind of unhelpful.
It's complicated.
Very self-absorbed, and I know a lot of self-absorbed type people.
Yes, I've been one from time to time, but we all find ourselves in certain places at certain times in our lives, and not knowing how we got there. I'm sure Thomas can attest to that. But you make do, and you find out a little bit here and a little bit there, and then before you know it, you know exactly who you need to shoot in the face. You know what I'm saying?
Will.
Can relate.
Would there happen to be one of those orbs nearby?
Yeah. Like those the lamp eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are
I
street
mean,
lamps everywhere.
Thomas is going to look at it, and he's going to kind of go up to it.
The eyballs sort of pupil dilates for a second as it looks towards you and sort of swings over in your direction.
Did he say that if we take these, things will come?
That's what we were warned. They're strange things, though, aren't they?
Don't touch that just yet.
I mean, I really think one of these would be very helpful for us. I really do.
Yeah, we'll get one. I'll get you two. I mean, if you want, but let's just get to the museum first.
What if we pull it down, then put it straight back, and see how quick the reaction is?
Okay.
There's hundreds of them. Look at them. They're everywhere.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
What do you think? I
Take
think
it
we're
from-
gonna need one of these for the museum, because I mean, imagine how many memories are gonna be in that museum, and I think that this thing might be able to help us find what we're looking for.
Have you any idea of how these things actually work?
I guess you just
one.
look through them. Yeah, you just look through them, I guess. I mean, we don't know until we try.
I mean, we
boy.
don't know that either way, whether we take it now or later. We don't know until we do it, right?
It's very
Well,
we
I
do.
guess I just gotta take one for the team and try to take one. And what you want me to do?
Okay, this is what we're gonna do, because
I mean, you're
Okay,
gonna
this
need
is-
a distraction.
yeah, so we make a distraction so the thing's focused on us, and then you sneak up behind and take it.
Sure.
Okay.
You could use a coat or something, cover it over so
Yeah.
they can't see you.
Yeah.
Well, I happen to have a talent called burglary, which
That's her
I'm going
very
to use
specific
now.
talent.
Yeah. How much?
Wait, don't not until we do our distraction.
Wait,
You know,
yeah,
we
what are we
gotta
gonna do to distract
Alright.
them?
What's
there's,
around
there's
us?
another one across the street there, and it's raining,
Yeah.
green rain, and
Yeah, what's around us to make a distraction?
Oh boy, this is not going to end well. Anyways,
It's gonna end brilliantly.
So the streets are pretty quiet. There's a few shuffling figures down either side. There are plenty of alleyways, but there isn't any like traffic or anything like that. There
Okay.
are also no like animals around, or I mean, what are you sort of looking for? I guess.
So, a car, some dustbin, just anything to make noise, or you know, I mean, even a window. I'll pick up a stone and throw it
I have
through
an
a window.
idea. What if I just go up to that one over there and just poke it in the eye?
I mean, you can if you want to. I mean, we don't know what'll happen. I was just thinking we make a noise, that they all look at us, and then when they're all looking at us, Vincent comes up behind, takes one, and then gets out, and they've all been looking at us, so they don't know it's happening. I mean, if that's kind of like how they work, I don't know. Percival, what do you think?
Well, I mean, when dealing with things such as this nature, we don't really know. So, one thing is as good as the other, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Well,
Okay.
I have a mental
Yes.
question. The mechanics of this new time contraption I have. Could I Bernard's watch it and briefly stop time for everything but me, or everything but the person wielding it? So we could just swipe the eye and then turn time back on and have moved.
So, so the
Or is
sort
it
of
more a
meta
rewind
answer
fast
is
forward deal?
sort of meta answer is a little cryptic because you don't actually know what this thing can do yet.
Mhm.
So you could try doing it.
Could try it.
Yeah, you're gonna need to either go back to the inheritor or maybe ask for some instructions,
Mhm.
or just try it, see what happens, and sort of
So I
you know.
imagine Jolene got like a wristwatch, the kind with the little screen knob, and you can like pull it out to like stop the actual thing.
yeah.
And so she's gonna, while they're in the middle of this conversation, pull it to see what happens.
Jolene, you got that from the inheritor?
Are we sure about what we're doing here?
Jolene, you got that from the inheritor?
She's pulled. She's pulled.
This is when you're a kid and you get caught with a toy that you shouldn't be playing. So we'll say that she's about to pull it, and Percy.
Yeah.
Jolene, please let me see that. And he holds his
I
hand out.
know, Percy. Whose side
Where
are
are
you
you?
on in this race?
Well, I want us to get to the museum post haste. Don't want to go back to his place, but I can, shall we say, ask him for advice from time to time, so I can probably find out how this thing functions for you. Is all I'm.
He told me it has some kind of control over time, and I thought that might be handy. And she'll hold out her wrist with the watch on.
And Percy will just kind of like put his hand underneath the watch and one hand over it, and and just kind of say, "Could you please enlighten her as to the function of this device?"
Yeah. So actually, what happens is that you guys are like outside the store, and normally this voice like comes through Percival, but you just hear a little bell ring from the door, and the old man sort of like shuffles out from this door, and he's like, "Did you called for me? Need help with that watch? It would seem like, yes."
Yes, she does.
Right. Well, Miss Jolene, would you like me to tell you in front of everyone here, or would you rather it be our little secret?
Why don't we step back inside your lovely store?
Oh, come on. We don't have any secrets in here.
I mean,
Vincent, as much as I am fond of you, we have a lot of secrets here.
I don't.
Of course, you can find them all out when we go to the museum, if you like. Jolene will just like breeze past and into the store.
Okay. The old man sort of like shoots you all a wink. I thought she'd want that. See you all in a minute. And
oh, thank you, Percy.
Oh, no problem at all. It's just fine. And as they go in, he just kind of mumbles under his breath, "Yeah, like looking at the inheritor. That's right, bitch."
Oh, that's funny. That's right, bitch. He is the Mr. White to you. To you. Oh wow, yeah. So he shovels back inside with that's right, bitch, and closes the door with a little ding of the bell, and turns back towards you, Jolene. So, Mr. Percival has said I ought to help you out with the innermost workings of this device. Now, I should begin by saying that all use of the watch is to be done with caution. This is so very often more with these things. You don't want to, get caught in the middle of time. It would be a rather awkward place to be.
I've seen Back to the Future too. Don't worry, I understand. No schisms in the timeline.
Quite. Yes. In fact, that
Not
is
that I think
action.
our timeline can get any worse.
Right, yes. Back to the Future really is more of a documentary than it is a child's movie. We base all of our magic on Back to the Future, in fact. So I'm sure you know everything. You probably don't even need me.
No, I should just call up George Lucas, right? He's the magic maker.
Well, I suppose if you were to go into the Museum of Memories, you might find that delinquent's thoughts down there on time travel. But
I imagine he might like to borrow the watch, turn back time on a few of his own decisions. Why don't we get to the point before Percy gets curious and comes on in?
all right, well, here's what you do. You set the time. There's a countdown. However much time you need to be acting outside the bounds of normal time. During which time you are free to act here at Elysium without consequence of others. But it should be noted that however much time you spend, let's say, time will also try and catch up with you.
So the time I borrow gets taken back from me at some point.
Tenfold, yes.
That's very interesting. Any other effects I should know about?
Oh, well, I'm sure there's a few side effects that you'll run into. For instance, you can act with the rest of your companions. You see, it's not simply for you. It's that time around you moves differently. You understand?
Like a bubble or a stream.
Like a bubble or a stream, yes. That's good. Quite good.
Well, it seems only fair that I warn you about a couple of things to do with that ring.
Go on.
Put it on, it'll change your life. And even when you take it off, it'll leave a mark, you know? Tan lines.
You wish to warn me about tan lines?
In a metaphorical kind of way, they leave a mark on you.
I see. Well, fear not, I won't be putting it on anytime soon.
Well, be careful who you give it to, then. If you ever find someone, of course. It seems very lonely in here.
Oh, I have someone in mind.
Well, I wish them the best of luck, then.
As do I. Remember, the less time you set, the better. Things will have a way of catching up with you. And, well, Elysium doesn't like to be messed with. Those rules I mentioned earlier, doesn't like them to be broken. It'll send whatever powers it has after you to make sure that the disruptor of the time is seen to.
Well,
That's
it seems
why I would
regardless
rather
of what I get up to here, someone's gonna come after me.
That's true
I'm
enough,
getting
and a
kind
good
of
way of
used to
thinking
the
of it.
sensation.
Well, better sooner than later. I'm sure this will come in handy for you, if you use it wisely.
We'll see, won't we?
I suppose we will. Was there anything else? I've got other
Not
visitors.
unless you changed your mind about my coconut.
It's not a matter of my opinion. Miss Jolene, it is simply that sometimes a coconut is just a coconut.
Doesn't change what I want.
Well, then, he rolls his eyes. What would you give me for this coconut?
Well, it sounds to me like you got everyone else running errands in the museum. I could run you an errand.
Could you? You would run me an errand in the Museum of Memories in return for a coconut in a bucket.
Some things have a value that's difficult to lay down in simple terms, but yes, I would.
Well, he seems surprised. I suppose you could search for something in that museum for me.
You got a shopping list?
I tell you what, I'll give you the coconut. And I'll throw in the bucket too for free. Usually that costs more. If you go searching for those memories of your husband for me.
Any memory in particular you want?
You know, take a look at the catalog and just flip through the pages.
Sure, greatest hits coming right up.
I don't need them stolen. In fact, it's better if they remain where they are, but where you can see them. If you're feeling particularly mischievous, you might take a glance at the recent memories of the rest of your companions. After all, what better way to find out whose motivations lie in the right place?
I'm sure someone in our group will be dabbling in others' memories, but I'm a little more focused.
Well, be aware that we may be spied upon. I'd keep an eye on everyone else.
Do my best.
Just looking out for you.
Oh, of course. I've seen how well you look after Percival and Cassie Sue.
Yes, indeed. Well, I have other customers on their way. It's a busy time of the year.
My coconut, sir? She holds out her arms.
Coconut. Fine. He shuffles into the back storage room. You hear a lot of shuffling and some banging, and a few minutes later, he comes out with a bucket in which sits Coco the coconut. I mean, this is embarrassing for me and for you. Just take it.
Thank you.
And don't tell the others.
I think they'll probably work it out. I'm sorry.
It's the price I will pay. Good day.
Well, maybe if you ever go up to the museum, you can just pluck that little memory right out for yourself.
Perhaps I will.
All right. And she goes out. Bell jingles.
Enjoy. And at that point, as Jolene comes out with Coco the coconut, and the group of you each have your individual tasks to perform at the Museum of Memories. That is where we're going to end tonight's episode of Kult Divinity Lost, as our investigators come to the finale, which is going to be the next episode here on the channel at the Museum of Memories. And we really need Cassie Sue back for this one, because things are about to melt very, very quickly. The meltdown procedure is about to begin. I don't think we could have gotten any more convoluted and backstabby, or trying to help each other out for various different ways if we had tried. So that's where we're going to end it for tonight, my friends. Thank you guys for watching a little early, but because we didn't have Lindy with us, and I really want to wait for Cassie Sue to get back, because we've got a confrontation with Percy and Cassie on its way. And I want to be there to watch that particular train go by. So let's go around the cast and the crew. Did we enjoy ourselves tonight? Where can we find you guys online? Charlie, great job tonight as Jolene. How was that for you? Finally got the coconut back.
Go back! I mean, we can't go into finale without all of the members of the team being present. So, had to get Coco back. And just making the Inheritor a tiny bit my bitch was not a goal for XP, just a personal goal. Because I hate that guy. Of all of our opposition on the board, the Inheritor is way up there. Next to Mr. Fibbles, but, you know, I can't deal with Mr. Fibbles right now. That sucks. He's next. That was so much fun. I'm super excited to see how this all plays out, whose team we will shake out being on, if we save the world, if we shatter the world, if we all just end up lost in the Mind Palace, the Memory Museum, poking around in various pensives and looking at weird rocks and things.
Yeah. Fantastic. Awesome stuff.
I should shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Real quick. I am the new Twitch director here on Encounter Roleplay, and we have a new season coming up in September. Please go and check out our feed. We've got a casting call out, so if you want to be on, fill that out, and we'll be looking through and seeing what shakes out for us. Coming up this week, we have Dread on Friday in the 5 p.m. Eastern slot. Very excited to get that crew back in the pursuit of justice and drugs, I think is kind of their motto. But yeah, that's super exciting. And for me, if you want to catch me role-playing, I will be back at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tales from the Grim for May Black Roses Bloom, which is back now. Dragonlance Ravenloft D&D campaign, DM'd by Jonathan Fry.
Yeah, awesome. And I put a custom call link in the Twitch chat if you guys want to go and apply. And if you watch it back on YouTube, then probably still be open on Twitter. So head over to @EncounterRP and you can find it there. Dope. Tom, great to be back. Great to be back. How was that tonight for you?
It's really good to be back. I didn't realize we were going to do a shopping episode, but here we are.
Yeah.
Episode. Didn't buy anything, but you know, the thought was there. No, it was really good to be back role playing. I can't see how this is all going to end. I feel it's going to end in a lot of backstabbing, a lot of betrayal, and a lot of really weird, freaky ass stuff. Because that's the way things go with these type of games. It's always really weird and strange. And I can't wait to have Lindy back because you know she's got something waiting. Yeah, she's got something cooking. You just know it. She's had a lot of long journeys driving, and that's, she said, when she's sleep deprived and driving, that's when she gets really balmy with her creativity. So she's done that quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to see what she has to come up with, and everyone else has to come up with. But it is good to be back. I am on Tales of the Grim tomorrow playing Spy Game. Which is 4 p.m. Eastern, which is, 9 p.m. GMT, something like that, is it? I think so. Anyway, with that, but apart from that, I'll be back next week for the grand finale. I look forward to that. Yeah!
Fantastic stuff. And Pruitt, yourself?
Oh, that was absolutely awesome. It was great. After the hiatus, it's good to get back, get the crew together. Hopefully, we'll be full strength next week for the finale, because that'll be it's gonna be nuts. See how it all shakes out. A lot of people going in a lot of different directions. Have to see which is real, which are feints. You know, there's always everybody's got their cards close to their chest. So I don't know. But I love this game. I think Kult's a really great system, and it's been a lot of fun playing this absolute, just a terrible asshole that Percy is. I mean, he's just the worst. And so, yeah, you know, it's going to be weird not having to don all the boomer makeup and all that bullshit, but it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm Pruitt, one half of WebDM. We have our videos on YouTube that come out every Wednesday. In fact, our video today has already come out. So if you want to know how to eat magical beasts and what you can use them for, that's what we talk about this week. It's a fun little convo about fantastic beasts and how to eat them. I'll be here on Friday for hanging out with the Dread crew. Can't wait to get the helmet back on and dispense some fucking justice. And I have my game on Tuesdays on WebDM Twitch. But yeah, can't wait to get back here next week for the finale. Poor Cassie Sue. Poor Cassie.
Oh boy, it's all coming together. Fantastic stuff. And Sam, how was that tonight for you and Vincent?
Oh, it was awesome. I just love it how this thing is going downhill since session 1. I can't really wait to see how it's all going to end, probably with a bit of a bang instead of a whimper. You can find me at arayaart.com. We're running a sale. The website, the web shop with the sale, it's on my website, arayaart.com. Again, follow me on Twitter at Pentagram and Instagram at SamArayaArt.
Fantastic stuff. All right, my friends. So we're going to be back next week for our finale of Kult Divinity Lost. We hope you guys have enjoyed this story with us, this little adventure. And as Johnny mentioned, for September, we've got some great stuff planned for the new season here on Encounter Roleplay as well, sort of in the interim period, I guess, at this point. But man, is it a blast to be back with Kult. It feels great to be back with these guys, and can't wait for the finale next time. But until then, try not to roll too many net ones. We want to be laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.